I'll live on the cheap, but I ain't gonna vacation on the cheap. This is so much better with shoes on. It is very cold. Like, go Google Billy Connolly's story about swimming in the North Sea as a child.
Brasil, meu Brasil brasileiro, mulato insoneiro, vou cantar-te nos meus versos. Brasil, samba que dá bamboleiro, que faz xinga, o Brasil do meu amor, terra de nosso Senhor. Abre a cortina do passado, tira a mar preta do cerrado, bota o recongo no congado, canta de novo o trovador, a misericórdia, a luz da lua, toda a canção do seu amor. Quero ver essa dona caminhando pelo sol e sarraçando o seu vestido rendado. Esse coqueiro que dá coco, oi onde amarro a minha.
Yeah, so here we are at Kincardine Beach to be precise. I believe it's called Station Beach. I presume it's because there's a station around here somewhere, or there was a station, or a train station, probably, who knows. It's long gone now. Kincardine is on the shores of Lake Huron. There's Lake Huron. So somewhere way over there is the state of Michigan in the United States, and you know, nobody likes them. Nobody likes them. Okay, that's supposed to change. Hopefully I'm back in focus. So we moved to Edmonton 3 years ago, bought a condo, aggressively worked to pay off the mortgage, and it would appear successful. And I say would appear because the final payout for the discharge of the mortgage isn't until September 2nd, it's only August 6th. So things can happen. But presuming that everything continues as it has, we will have paid off the condo entirely as of the 2nd of September and succeeded at what we went there to do. And to celebrate this, and more so because we've got all the money in place, so everything I've been earning since we made this stretch goal has been going on the credit cards that we have allowed to accumulate while we've been focusing on paying off the mortgage. And you can pay the credit cards off anytime, whereas the mortgage had only 20% a year that we could do as a maximum. So that's how we've leveraged it. And well, you know, now it was like, okay, we can afford to take a trip. So we did, and that's what this is. This is that trip. This is, we came to Toronto, we did Burton Day with someone who had never done Burton Day before, but was a mutual friend of all the people that had done Burton Day. And, you know, those two mutual friends had just been really selfish about it. Anyway, we corrected that. We got to have lunch with our priest and his partner, his husband. I guess his husband, yeah, can't imagine they're not married. James, and that was nice. That was down at Snug Harbor in Port Credit. Didn't take any pictures of that because, you know, it's what it was. can't video everything. The lunch was first, and then the Burton Day, and then we drove up here. We got up here last night. Now, even though it is overcast, there will be brief periods of sunshine, and then it's actually supposed to be some thunderstorms this afternoon. I don't have a problem with that, because for me, this is the perfect time to be on the beach. It's overcast, it's not crowded, it's still like 21, 22, 23 degrees, so it's warm enough. Yeah, this is kind of the perfect time for me. The tree's gone off walking. No, actually, I believe she's in the water now. Way over there. Yeah, Trudy's gone walking. I thought that might have been Trudy, but then I zoomed in and it's like, I don't think that's Trudy. That's some guy. Trudy's gone walking. So one thing I'll say is I'm a hotel snob. I don't know if it's because in the last decade and a half we've been able to experience some really nice hotels, but I've become a hotel snob. I'm far less interested in saving $30 than I am in feeling like I'm someplace fancier than my house. I'll live on the cheap, but I ain't on a vacation on the cheap. So because the points never expire with Best Western, I've had a tendency of staying with them. I discovered that the points never expired after COVID happened because some hotel chain loyalty programs expired my points. And then when we moved out there and I was booking at the hotel that was nearest to work, I discovered that the points I had from before I started with the company were still there. So I was like, oh, the points never expire with these guys. So that's kind of an issue to get my loyalty, because they kind of brought me back. So we were coming up here, and I booked with a Best Western affiliate, Sure Stay. Never heard of Sure Stay before. Booked with Sure Stay. We check in, and it's like Travelodge. And I'm like, ew. Because if you've looked at any of the videos so far, we started off at the Royal York. I mean, you can't go from the Royal York to a Travelodge or a Sure Stay or something. You just can't. This is not right. But it was like, okay, it's not really worth changing, except Trudy likes tennis. Toronto and Montreal have the National Bank Open going on right now, and the Best Western in Mississauga and the Royal York had Sportsnet 360, and we were able to watch it. And now we're in the second week, and we're getting to the semifinals and the finals, and we have nothing else to do in the evening. And last night we sat in the Sure Stay hotel with a handful of channels, none of which had anything interesting on them, and we ended up watching old Love It or List It Vancouvers. And I'm like, no, I'm on vacation. I'm not gonna spend my evenings filling up hours with ridiculous TV that I would never be caught dead watching otherwise. So we went around to some of the other hotels in the area. We found a Marriott that had the Sportsnet 360, and I went right in to the front desk. I went to the lobby of each one of them, and I said, you put on the TV, get me to this channel. If you've got it, I'm going to stay here. I don't know that they've ever had that before. I don't know that any of these hotels have ever gotten a booking just because they had Sportsnet 360. But the Marriott in Kincardine did. After we're done with the beach here, we'll be going to the Marriott and checking in, and that means tonight we'll be able to actually sit in the hotel room in the evening and relax and watch what we want to watch. So, and it'll be engaging and interesting, and it's the semifinals of the tennis. And like I said, that's something that Trudy really enjoys, and I've come to appreciate tennis to the point where I don't feel like I'm wasting my time or I need to go and do something else. It's interesting enough. I understand what's going on. Oddly enough, Netflix had a up-and-coming tennis star series, and we caught the first 2 seasons of that. And I know who some of these guys are now. I know their backgrounds and stuff, so it is kind of interesting. You almost root for some guys and root against others. But anyway, yeah, that's my snob story. Snob story. That's my snob story, because I'm a hotel snob now. Probably always have been, just couldn't afford it. And we drove hours upon hours upon hours and flew all the way out to Toronto just so that we could spend some time on a beach. Because Alberta does have beaches, but they don't have resort towns attached to them. And where they have resort towns, the water's too cold to swim in. This could be our last time on Lake Huron, a place that we've spent many a week in the last decade. So so much better with shoes on. I'm in the water. Almost fell in the water. Kincardine Beach. Only into the water up to my knees now. A little bit more. Thighs. It is very cold. It is like go Google Billy Connolly's story about swimming in the North Sea as a child. I don't know that I want to go that far. I like my testicles. It's not that warm. You really sink down in that last bit. Now my shoes are full of rocks. I don't like this part. Yeah, first thing I did when you left.